Good, happy Wednesday morning and happy hump day, everyone. I'm Riley King and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network, and also happy November 1st. We have a lot of news to get to, so let's begin. First up, more than 80,000 customers still without power. Eversource anticipates full power restoration by Friday. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
The grille is distinctive, but it's usually seen from the rear. The all-new Audi Q5 is here.
Tonight, light returned to Wares Beach. Laconia was hit hard by the storm, but many are getting the power back on as crews make progress.
I mean, they've probably been working night and day for days now, you know what I mean? And if they didn't get done tonight, I mean, they got to rest sometimes. It's been 2 days.
Restoration is tricky in neighborhoods like this one in Guilford, where a tree still blocks the road. But even areas where streets have been cleared of large debris, down power lines still need repairs. Eversource says this storm has complicated its job.
Because now you first have to clear the trees, the debris, reset the poles, put up new transformers, and then rerun the cable and the wires.
All day and night, utility trucks are easy to spot across the Lakes region. Additional resources from Massachusetts and Canada have been brought into the state to help Eversource achieve full restoration by Friday.
And we're going to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until this is completed.
As people ride this out for possibly a couple more days, for some it's all about perspective.
You know, it's an inconvenience. It's not devastating. It's not like what's going on in Texas and Florida and Puerto Rico.
The state is offering shelters and warming centers for people who need them. Anyone who's without power can call 211 for more information. Reporting live in Laconia, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Massachusetts man injured in New York City bike path attack. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Every single day, more than 8,000 men and women are working together to create a stronger, smarter, more resilient system. So the 3.5 million people we serve have the energy they need. We serve New England, and energy brings us together. Ever New England, Eversource.
We've just learned that a man from Newton was one of the people hurt in the New York City attack. Again, one of the people who was hurt. The Newton Tab is reporting Martin Marro, M-A-R-R-O, was injured. We do not know tonight just how badly he was injured.
But we can tell you he's originally from Argentina and was there in New York City with several of the people killed from that country. Marro works for Novartis Institutes in Cambridge. We'll be right back.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Very scary stuff. More than 200,000 CMP customers remain without power 48 hours after storm. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW.
The happiest things. It's the same as having wings. To the stars beyond blue. There's a Neverland waiting for you. When you leave the world behind, you can fly. You can fly. You can fly.
Steve, we're along a section of Route 196. The road is closed, and these utility crews have been here all day, not only repairing the power lines that came down, but you see that utility pole? That's brand new because the old one came down in the storm as well. That takes different vehicles, and it takes a lot longer. Just today, they're getting those bucket trucks up and at them. CMP sent up a helicopter and a drone, and they've identified 400 broken utility poles. They expect that number to double. CMP's president and CEO making comparisons to the ice storm of '98, where they had to replace 2,600 utility poles, which is why it took weeks instead of days to get the power back.
And I'm telling you, we'll be done Saturday. If I was sitting here during the ice storm, I would have told you 22 days.
Oh, don't tell me it could be another 4.
Heather Field's reaction when she heard possibly 4 more days in the dark. They've been grilling their dinners, eating by candlelight, and they've been without power since 6:30 yesterday morning. Her eyes looking up at her neighbor's giant pine tree that has lost many big branches over the years.
The whole night I was awake just kind of going, dear God, please, just not another fall from the tree. I don't think any of us could take it. Any of these houses could have been just knocked out if that tree fell again.
Life as they know it, for the time being at least, includes the humming of generators and chainsaws, a warning from Maine's Emergency Management Agency.
Stay safe. Remember to check on your friends and neighbors still without power. Remember generator and chainsaw safety, and be very careful driving. There's still a lot of debris in the road. It's dark in many places. Stay safe.
All right, and the president of CMP also saying, kind of a note to everybody listening, do not approach the CMP crews because they are busy. It is dangerous in these areas, and it stops them. They have to engage you. They have to talk to you. They're going to talk to you because they're friendly people, she says, but they really shouldn't, and it delays, obviously, the restoration efforts. Meanwhile, looks like this job is almost done, but there's plenty more to do, and they'll be working right through the night. Live in Lisbon, Jim Keithley, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Microsoft is working on AL chips across its different devices, Top X says. Microsoft is working on an artificial intelligence AL chip for its generation HoloLens headsets. Several dead, others injured after being hit by vehicle in New York City. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Good evening as we come on the air with this West Coast edition, and on this Tuesday night Halloween, sadly, it will be remembered for what the mayor here in New York City declared late today was an act of terror that ended not far from Ground Zero. A pickup truck turning down a pedestrian path for runners, walkers, bicyclists, and it appears that driver was aiming right for them. Authorities revealing that suspect in a rented pickup truck made a deliberate turn onto that path. It is the deadliest attack since 9/11. At least 8 dead tonight, many more injured. The driver running people over his path about a mile long before he ended. The crime scene stretching several blocks. We know the driver almost made it to Ground Zero, smashing into a school bus in the end. Several children injured too. This evening, images of the suspect leaving the truck, holding fake guns, police shooting him. Authorities say he was reportedly shouting Allahu Akbar. And tonight, this picture of the suspect, obtained by ABC News. He is in custody at this hour, and ABC's Gio Benitez leads us off from the scene.
Tonight, terror in downtown Manhattan. This man accused of turning a truck into a deadly weapon.
We got multiple casualties. This is a mass casualty situation here.
At 3:05 p.m., a white truck plowing into pedestrians, killing at least 8. Eyewitnesses saying the driver turned with purpose and mowed through a popular bike path used by millions.
Pedestrian hit at Pier 40.
Hitting more pedestrians and cyclists, slamming into cars and crumbling bikes. At least 13 more injured as he barreled through roughly 3/4 of a mile, his truck colliding with a school bus, injuring 2 more children, coming to a stop just blocks from the National September 11th Memorial.
He kept going all the way down, full speed, and then the next thing all I heard was like 9-10 gunshots.
A bunch of people came running past my way, yelling, "He's got a gun, he's got a gun."
This cell phone video showing the driver limping after getting out of the truck, its front end completely smashed. He's holding what turned out to be 2 fake guns. Sources telling ABC News he shouted Allah Akbar. An officer then shot him in the abdomen. Tonight, he is now in custody. This tearful mother saying the attacker pointed one of his guns at her daughter.
Sorry, she just said, "I saw the man with the guns. He pointed the gun at me. I'm sorry. I have to go get my child."
Hundreds of police immediately swarming the scene, shutting down parts of Lower Manhattan. A nearby school going into lockdown, chaos and confusion in the streets. At first, reports that it was a road rage incident, but then authorities calling it an act of terror. The NYPD already on high alert for truck attacks.
We have been tested before as a city very near the site of today's tragedy, and New Yorkers do not give in the face of these kinds of actions.
And Gio Benitez joins us live tonight at the scene of this deadly attack. And Gio, this began to unfold just after 3 this afternoon. We know several schools right there just letting out, parents and their children hearing the chaos, the gunshots. But at this hour, it's believed those gunshots were from police aimed at the suspect, correct?
That's right, David, because we're told that he was carrying fake guns, but this was an incredibly dangerous situation. So many kids were already on these streets. They were going home from school. We have 3 schools, David, just within these 2 blocks here.
Gio Benitez leading us off tonight. Gio, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you back here later on today with another newscast. Goodbye, everyone.